Hello there, and welcome to Hammerman for today, December the 19th, and oh baby, what a Hammerman. Ha! So, the DA is gone. It was fun, and I enjoyed playing with it, but really, what it comes down to is, you don't need a damage amp in order to win the internet when it comes to the Hammerman. All you need is that hot pot. And I'm going to show this, well, I guess hot pot and rocket launchers and shock launchers. And I'm going to show this by putting the hot pot way out in front, as you can see, scoring a flawless victory on stage 1. And, yeah, it's so beautiful. I love it so much. I can't stress this enough. If you're struggling to get through certain stages of Hammerman and you want to get further because you want that intel, you want those parts, and you want the prestige of being like, yeah, I owned Hammerman right in his face, just drop a hot pot. Honestly, I don't have a good base design. Well, okay, my defenses are actually very quickly creeping up. Because I've got the two builders going right now, I have been two buildering since the update came out, with the exception of maybe a couple of hours where either I was sleeping or while I was waiting for one thing to finish and the other. I found that I've got a system worked out now where I'm actually upgrading two of the same defensive structure or two comparable times. So I'll upgrade a flamethrower and a cannon as long as they're both 24 hours, because then they both come up. The first couple of days I was just hitting whatever was lowest and trying to catch things up, and I found that then I'd end up with one defense with 6 hours left, and then the other defense not doing anything, and then I was like, well, great, now my second builder isn't doing anything for a couple of hours so that I can launch them both at the same time. And because I like to do, my map clears, which, oh baby, I have been doing a heck of a lot more map clears as of late thanks to the second builder. I am very quickly creeping up the old VP scale, which is awesome because, let's face it, it's about time. And it's the right time of year where things are busy, but, most of the Christmas shopping's already done, so it's all right, and it all works out really nicely together. I was actually doing this Hammerman with two flamethrowers down, which I was like, holy smokes, I can't believe I am doing this. But you know what? When you got the hot pot, it doesn't really matter. Or I should really call it the hot pocket, because, come on, we all know. But yeah, having the two flamethrowers down normally against the Rifleman Zerg would completely ruin you. But as long as you got this little beastie, look at this. Oh, it's so good. Just an entire wave of Riflemen, and all it's doing is running into rockets, shocks, a couple of mines, but really the hot pocket, and done. Just done. Even the warriors, look at them charging. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get there. Oh my, no, the cheese. Blue cheese all over their faces. I think two warriors even made it to the hot pocket. Aside from that, everything else melted and died in sweet, sweet agony. So, I'm a fan. Now, Stage 5 did kind of throw a wrench at me, because everything started to go right up into that very northmost end, and I was like, no, that's out of range of really my entire freaking defense, which is the hot pot. Also, what I thought was really awesome, and I didn't mention it, I think it was last level or the level before, or maybe both, there were a couple of levels where Hammerman tossed barrages at the hot pocket to start off the first wave, and it took 0 damage because it was still down in its protective layer. It was awesome. I was so happy to see that happen. I was just like, that is the best. Also, oh, rip medic. And just watching the hot pot kind of travel across. Oh, it's so good. And actually, this level, I think, really depicts how much the hot pot really is the MVP of any defense. Look at where those buildings are down. There's 3 buildings on either end, and then the 2 buildings immediately next to the hot pot still standing, because anything that comes into range of those 2 buildings ends up getting melted by the hot pot, which is so awesome. Now, Stage 6, I kind of did, I had to do my ham sandwich base because there's a bunch of Grens, but I also had to kind of change it up a little bit. As you can see, the second load of troops has a whole ton of Riflemen, and the first time I attempted this, the single targets were great at taking down the Grens and the Scorcher and everything, but then those Riflemen just rolled right through. So I actually brought up a machine gun and a flamethrower to just kind of help take down that wave of pain, and really that's the only change I had to make. It was, and it worked fantastically, because it took down all the Zookas and Riflemen fast enough that you know, like that protective layer. What was happening was the Riflemen were basically protecting the Grens from the rocket launchers and everything, and by taking those down that little bit quicker, I was able to really get in at the Grens, which were the ones causing all the damage because everything's so tight together and whatnot. So absolutely fantastic little switch up there. Very minor change, but very, very big. Like, when I failed this the first time through, I'm pretty sure there were probably still like 100 different troops, like tanks. None of the tanks in the last round even got touched. Like, none of the Grenadiers were really taken out, except for maybe the first wave. You know, like, a ton of Riflemen were out there, and as you can see, by literally swapping in 2 different defenses, suddenly, blammo, well, we've got ourselves a win. So, Stage 6 is probably the toughest level out of Hammerman. It's the only one that I actually failed on during my first attempt. And you know, obviously I had to kind of tweak a little bit, and we were good to go. Stage 7 is fantastic because it's all about... Wait a minute. It's all about the Rifleman rush. They just tons and tons of rifles. So that worked out really well because the Hot Pocket obviously just totally eats those Riflemen. And then a wave of warriors, like, come on. I have a couple of flamethrowers that are being repaired, and it doesn't even matter because my Gersh face melted. Excuse me. So, anyways, I think that really covers everything. Build a hot pot, win. It's simple as that. The second builder is going really well, and even with a couple of defenses actually being built right now, doesn't matter. I guess my defenses are getting high enough that I don't have to worry about that, which is fun because for the longest time my defenses were really low, but they catch up quick. Anyways, guys, hopefully this has been helpful. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it's been entertaining, and most importantly, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day taking down the Hammerman yourselves.